Well, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. You please type the number 1 in the questions box. I would appreciate it. I just need to move some things around a little bit so I can see them better. Getting better at the tools here. I am not a fan of how their chat box is, though. All right, Sarah's jumping in already, saying her short on the NQ this morning is going great. Fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that. So I'm just trying to move some things around so I could see better. I don't need to see the picture, the video of me. I know you guys are seeing it. That's good. All right, I think I need to make that a little bit bigger. Ooh, this is much harder than GoToWebinar is. With their chat box is very big. The spacing is very large, so I can only see about 8 comments on there, and I got 200 number ones or so came through so far. So, all right, welcome everyone. Well, day started off a little bit better than it actually is right now. We are seeing crude up a little bit, but nothing crazy right now. But we've backed off a little bit. I do have some trades that I entered this morning. We'll see how that all fares out. But I really hope you guys had are having a great day. How are trades going? Let me know. As I said, Sarah's already let me know that the short on NQ is going great so far this morning. Let's see. I really can't tell who's in the room because, again, it's just too big. Hey, Ed, how are you doing today? Trader Will said, nice job for that. Too much flip-flop. I get it. I get it. Got one good one. Ed, good morning, sir. Or afternoon, I guess, for me anyway. Doing well. How's trading going today? Have you been able to keep your head above water with some of what Will was saying, the flip-flop? Yeah. All right, just trying to move some things around. All right, 68 bucks, nothing horrible. Tom said picked up $400 on the YM. There you go. Suzanne said not getting into anything. Stars are not aligning right. There you go. Just you take the trades that suit your risk profile, and that's the ones that you take. Don't take anything else. Take the ones that fit your risk. And that'll do. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in, guys. So we've got Mastering the Trade is coming up on October 22nd. Folks, Mastering the Trade is this one in particular, but is going to be important, and I'll tell you why. It is a live training that I do for those that are members of Power Option Plays. Every month and a half, we get into a live training, and we set it up for 2 hours, and we take whatever time we need. If we're done in an hour, and all the questions are answered, we finish up. If it takes 2 hours, we go 2 hours. If it's longer, it's longer. But Mastering the Trade is meant to help people in their options trades move from where they are to where they want to be. That's really bottom line what it comes down to. And that's great. It's fine. It's good, except for one thing. This upcoming one, which is the 22nd, so that is Thursday of this week, I will be teaching something called Pop 5K. And I know many of you have heard of it. You know what I'm talking about. You've heard me mention it here. Some have not. It's brand new to you. You really have no clue what I'm talking about. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to share with you in a few minutes what the paper trading account that I have used in that system has done since the beginning of the year. And we've had some really nice growth in it, quick growth. We have had 5 or 6 trades go against us in there out of, I want to say 20 or 25 trades. We've done something like that. We can do a maximum of 3 a week. We did it from the first week of September is when we started. Maximum of 3 trades a week. We started with $5,000. We never put more than a maximum amount into a trade. I trade very specifically by the day of the week as far as how many contracts I am trading. And on Thursday, I'm going to go into all of the rules. I've talked about it in some of the trainings we do in Power Option Plays, but this is the actual training on Pop 5K. How do you take a very small account? Now you can do the same thing with $2,000, and I'll talk about how to do it with a smaller account. We'll go into that on Thursday night. But folks, you've got an opportunity to come on in and check that out. You should. All of you that are in Pop already, hundreds of you are going to be there as is, so that's not a problem. You already be registered automatically. Monster Market Move is coming up on the 29th. E-mini Think Tank. Brandon's doing another bonus session called Options on Futures. That's on the 30th. The next Trading You is coming up on the 4th. And then the Inner Circle meeting is on the 19th. That's 8 to 10. Power Hour here each and every Monday. Make sure you guys continue to get yourselves registered for it. Mastermind Group is every Tuesday now between 8 and 9 p.m. And then Power Option Plays, E-mini Think Tank, and Covered Call Explorer is on track every day for this week. Regular days, regular times. Nothing is changing for those. Right, here's the Follow Us page. Please make sure that you are. Folks, if you really want to keep in tune with what's going on in the market and what we're doing, this is where you need to do it. You want to see the trade du jour that Amelia does every single day? Get onto the social media platforms with us. Get onto YouTube and watch the trainings we do. Right? I'm going to talk about, I'm going to do a video tomorrow on last week's trades in Pop and where we wound up. Right? And we do this all the time to kind of give you an update of what's happening out there in the marketplace, right? What trades are out there. So make sure you check it out. Now, when I talked before about coming into mastering the trade, guys, there's two different ways you can do it. Mastering the trade as an individual training is $297, and you can do that. And that's for the 2-hour training on Thursday night. But you can also just go ahead and get into the monthly Power Option Plays at $295, which includes the Mastering the Trade. If you're really saying, all right, Robert, if I like what I'm hearing so far, and after you see the numbers in a few minutes, I think you're going to go crazy over it. But if you come into the quarterly subscription, take the 2-week trial. We don't charge a credit card. Take the 2-week trial. If you like it, don't send us an email. Don't do anything, and you'll get charged the $695. If you say, no, I just snuck in to get the free training and I'm canceling after that, that's fine. You won't, but that's fine. Go ahead and take the quarterly. There's no risk today. Your risk is, am I going to produce what I say I am come Thursday night? That's your only risk in this, is that whatsoever, right? So let's go ahead and first off, let's go see what the market's up to. So let's look at the S&P 500. What a difference, huh? So let me see. Where are my drawing tools? Draw. Okay, there we go. Let's get that. Let's get a color that we're going to actually be able to see. So if you look at Friday, he was closed Thursday. He was open Friday. Good quick run and a fail. And then most of the day, we just kind of a little up and down until we gave back and had that gap fill at the end of the day on Friday. Okay. And what happened today? We closed here on Friday. We gapped up. We ran. And this one is a little bit different where it's been a clear path, right? So those of you that have gone through some of the trainings with me where I talk about a clear and concise entry, right? Where I talk about clear and concise entries. Does anybody see on the S&P 500 today, and just get rid of everything else. So from this big green bar, that gap up, does anybody see a clear, let's rephrase that. Does anybody see a concise entry? I don't know about the clear, that would be a target. Does anybody see a clear entry into the S&P 500 as any trade today, bullish or bearish? Let's see. Jim had said he's up $1,100 for the day on the SPY. There you go. Yeah, Trader Will said last Friday's class with Brandon was fantastic. Good. All right, so let's see. Deborah said, seems like right now it may be turning to go higher. Okay. I like the put on the first red candle. This is David. I like to put on the first red candle for the gap fill. Okay. Bearish, yes, every pullback to the 8, Tom said. FC said your 8 moving average. Mark said short at 1140. Okay, so just for kicks and giggles, where's 1140? So 1130, 35. That's the 1140 candle. So that closed at 1140. So this is where the 1140 actually starts, right? It hit 1140, and 1 second is this candle, right? So a couple of you pointed it out already, and they're still coming in. It's hard to keep up with all of them. Looks like consolidation. Sarah said intraday is better to play the clear and concise off. PK said intraday, is it better to play the clear and concise off of the 8 or off of a fib line? So it all depends what you're trying to accomplish, PK. If you're looking for a quick day trade, there's nothing wrong. What am I looking for here? There's nothing wrong with taking the trade off of the moving average, right? But look what happened here. We pushed up into that 34.9875. And I need to write it down. 34.9875. Right? So and that was today. Right? And that is a fib line that we've got drawn in there. So if we go back over here, and let's go ahead and let me change this over. 34.98.75. Right? So where David was talking about, I like the first red candle with the gap fill. Was yesterday, Friday, a resistance. Today was a support. And then the break was pretty clear. We came back down, retest, fail, and that gave us that nice move to the downside. Now, if you are either A, trying to trade the gap, let's see. Okay. So if you're trying to trade the gap fill, right? Awesome, as we broke through that level. All right. What if you missed the gap fill, or you got concerned about the moving averages that are sitting there? Well, we may be bouncing off of the 21 and the 8 confluence that happened right in here. I am not sure if that's really where I want to take a trade just yet. And then it had such a big move. Well, if it gets a retest, which it never did, it failed. Okay. Failed meaning it fell down. It did exactly what you wanted it to do, but the failure came in that the stock failed. It just moved to the downside. All right. So what's next then? Well, if you did not get in that trade, come on. All right. If you did not get into the trade as it broke down, as David said over there, then what's your next choice? Right? If you didn't get in as it pulled down here, which, and I forgot who mentioned gap. Let's see. I can't see it anymore now, guys. Sorry. There's just too many comments in there since. Okay, Mark, you said it. Sorry, not 1140, but 1115. Okay. So let's go see where your 1115 is. Right. So that's the 1115 candle. Right. So what is that? Yeah. I mean, we failed right here. Right. Retest and a drop down. I'm all about it. Okay. What I'm getting at is this. So PK, your question of, is it better off to take? It's not a matter of better off. That's like saying, would you rather have a home run or a single? All right. Well, I'd rather have a home run. Or which one is better, a home run or a single? Well, the home run is better, but there's nothing wrong with getting a single, right? The bigger picture trade off of a fib line is a much more important level than an intraday moving average. But when we are looking for a potential entry, as this failed, if you miss the break of this level here, because you either A, just didn't trust it, or B, were waiting for a retest, it never happened unless you were dropping down to a 1-minute candle. It never happened at that point. And if that's the case, if it never got there, then what is that telling us? Well, now we wait, and here's me. All right. Those of you that are in the mastermind groups with me, you're gonna understand this, right? And someone pop, and I've done it here a little bit as well. But let me do it this way. Let me get a mouse back. All right. So right now, if this were the trade this morning, if you were focused on the gap, right, there's three phases, right? This one here, got to have your hands behind your head. It doesn't work without your hands behind your head. Okay. That's phase one. Phase two is sitting up. And phase three is I'm on the edge of my seat. All right. If you're trading the gap, you're on the edge of your seat right now, waiting to see what happens. We get that move forward. All right. Either you took the gap trade or you didn't. If you took the gap trade, you're going to relax anyway because you're in the trade now. Okay. Hands behind the head. You're in the trade. If you didn't take the gap trade, you're still back here. So no matter what, this should throw you into a position of, all right, nothing I can do at this point. I'm not in. But your next comment, and if my voice is getting off a little bit, guys, because I'm moving away from the mic, which is right here, right? Your next thought process should be, what's my next way in? And this is the same exact view you would have if you were watching the market live. We move one forward candle. Oh, darn, I wanted to retest it, never retested. All right. All right, so I got to wait. Now I have to wait. But what would you be waiting for? Excuse me. What would be the next thing you're waiting for? Yeah, Scott said, I'm still working on practicing the phase one position. So many people have that one down. It's easy. Just relax, right? It's the intense part that's hard. All right, let's see. There you go, Tom. Tom was the first one, and a bunch of you have gotten it. Carl has it. All right, so what is it? It's a retest of the 8 moving average, right? So where does that leave us? So I'm still sitting back in my chair, but I need to use this hand to operate the keyboard so I can keep moving forward by a bar. Oh, man, if I had only taken the trade, why didn't I take it here when it broke? You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. There'll always be another trade, right? And the problem is people were jumping in here. People were jumping in here to take the trade because they figured they missed it. It's got to, look at that big candle. It's got to keep going. Look left. Don't forget over here. We've got some potential floor, a little stopping point right there, hesitation if nothing else, right? We stretch down, it's a here kitty kitty, right? As they pulled that wick down and snapped it back up. We get the pull back up. So I'm sitting here like this on this candle, right? This candle comes up, I go from this to now I'm sitting straight up in my chair, right? Now I'm focused on it. Why? Because we're getting close to that 8 for the potential pullback, right? Oh, yeah, okay. Now we're up on the edge of the chair. I like it. I like the big candle push, the last candle, the big candle up, right? Small candle, little consolidation happening in there. Now, one of two things. That could be a little head fake. It could be, yep, we're running out of steam. It could just be that the stock is tired after the last candle and it's resting there. Right? So you've got to consider that. Oh, see? Now, most people are going to get back and do this all over again. Okay? But when I was in my phase 3, sitting on the edge of my chair, it should have sent me back straight up. Because now what am I looking for? I'm looking for it to get back down below the 8. And you're going to have some mechanism as your own consideration of what it takes to enter into that trade. You could do things like draw Fibonacci's on there. We could draw a bearish fib on there and realize that we have a confluence of the 50 percentile with the 8 moving average. And that's all I'd be using this for. Don't use it for targets or any of that. Just as a key to help me trigger what's happening. Okay? Boom. So either you took the breakout or you were waiting for a retest in there, but we knew that there was a confluence sitting right here. Gee, I don't know. Do you think I might have had some interest in the market at this time today? That I already knew some of this, right? And the market just friggin' collapsed from there. All right. Now, again, volume picks up. Traders start jumping in. Why? Right? Because it hits some, it's got to keep going. Look at those candles. You got that big head fake type candle as we start to climb back up again. All right. So whether or not we had a clear target of where we're going to, put that on the back burner for right now. Did you have a concise entry when you pushed up and made the fail back down below this and then what was that 50 percentile moving fib level in there, which was right about here. Did we have that? Absolutely. We got down under that 34.90-ish level. There was the potential to take the bearish trade. Right? All right. What do you think? Like it, don't like it? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Questions? Go ahead and drop them in. You're welcome, PK. Now, guys, I'm not saying take the SPX either. That's what this is, the S&P 500. I'm not saying take the S&P. You could have done this on SPY, though. You could have used this to give you a trigger to enter into another stock for their options. Patrick said, I like how you're giving us insight on how you sit. You know, and Patrick, listen, and I appreciate that. Thank you. But it's a mental thing of how your body language is. Okay, there's an expression or a joke or a people make that, you know, if you want to shut an Italian up, make them sit on their hands, right? So I do it all the time. I say, I can't talk anymore because I'm sitting on my hands, because I am very much a talker like this, right? I've got to be careful when we do video because I'm reaching out so far that my hands go off the screen. I could see it in Sean's face all the time, just going, oh my God, because I am so active with it. But that body language is important, right? And it's a frame of mind. In other words, I don't care. Listen, I really don't care if this is the position you choose it to be. You could be crossing your arms. I just need you to know, see, by me doing it this way, and there's one thing missing, right? And that's Mr. Smiley Face, who I sit and bounce off of the wall. I can get away with that when no one's home. Drives my wife nuts when she realizes I'm throwing a ball off of the wall. It's foam, it's sponge, right? I don't care what it is, but you have to know that you're in a relaxed position. You're not looking to get sucked into a trade because something happened unexpected. Oh, that must be the candle. No. You need to have the plan in your head. The plan was in my head. Get me back up to the 8, right? I missed it. I missed the move right there. I missed the move. Get me back to the 8. We're getting close. I like it. Different position. I'm sitting up, right? On the edge of my chair. I like that we broke out. Now look for the break back down again, right? And there's the entry and there's your opportunity, okay? It's just a matter of separating the phases of what you're thinking about. It helps you, you know, did you get on first base? Was it a single, a double, a triple? You know, whatever works best for you. Home run, you entered the trade, right? Let's see. Patrick said, honestly, and what you're waiting for, really good. Okay. Amos said, I loved it. Thanks for the explanation. Yeah. You got it, Tom. Laughing my boot off. Sarah said, I read my book on the phone and look up occasionally as my all the way back relaxed in my chair position. There you go. Patrick, it's a good way of saying it. It refreshes your self-awareness. That's exactly what it is. It puts you in the frame of mind that you need to be in for what's next. Folks, when I worked in manufacturing, which is when I learned back in 1997, and I had a computer that looked like a tablet. It was black and white, and it had a pop-up antenna. And it ran off of wireless. And there were, wireless, yeah, it ran off wireless. $400 a month for the tablet is what I paid, all right? And I would sit down with that tablet at my desk at lunchtime, lock my door. I was the boss, lock my door. I had an hour for lunch. And I'd sit down and say, okay, what am I going to trade? And now I'm stressing out because 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes have gone by and I have a place to trade. And at 12:55 Eastern time, PM, I hit enter to get in something. Why? Because I had to, in my mind, or else I would lose the day because I couldn't trade anymore for the rest of the day, right? My frame of mind wasn't what's the right trade to get in. My frame of mind was I need to get in something. I got to trade. And I want you to trade on paper, of course, at first, but I want you to trade, right? But it's a process. It's a mindset. Here's the thing. How many of you believe, all right, give me a 1 for yes, a 2 for no. How many of you believe that it is possible that with the right training, anybody could be taught how to do this stuff? And I very harshly stress with the right training. I mean, I have trained people that were 9 years old. I've taught people how to do this. I've taught people in their 80s, well, actually 90s. I remember one woman in particular in Washington, D.C. All she cared about was the $2 million portfolio her husband left her that she's not made a dime off of in years. She wanted to know how to write covered calls on her money. Okay? Guys, it all comes down to, what are you willing to do to learn how to do this? That's all it is. And for some, you're willing to do 10 minutes a day, and that's the extent of what you're willing to do. For others, you are all over this. And there are many of you, don't get me wrong. I can't mention everybody, okay? But there are many of you that are in here. You know, the folks like Amos and Roman and Tom, and you're doing so much to make this happen. Scott, and you are all over this. Sarah, you guys are doing whatever it takes to make it a reality, right? And that's what it comes down to. What are you willing to sacrifice? Time, money, whatever it is, right? Those that want more time usually need more time, don't have the time to start with. Those that want more money usually don't have the money to start with, right? You need more money, so you don't have the money to invest in the market. You don't have a lot into a big account, right? Which is where the Pop 5K came in, right? I wanted to have a way, a method, a system that I could teach to my students that are saying, Rob, I love what you do. I can't do it at your level, but I still want to learn how to do what it is that you do, right? And I'm just going to bring this current so I can keep my eye on it, because I do have an open position right now that I am watching. Excuse me. A day trade that I've got plenty of other ones, but just one day trade open today. And that's where Pop 5K came in. Now, 5K was an arbitrary number. Okay. It's an arbitrary number. It could be 2,000. Could it be 1,000? Maybe, but you run into issues of, are you allowed to have a margin account? Should you have a margin account? You're a very small amount. But if you listen, I've had students with $500 start this. $500 start learning how to do this. Okay. You have to start where you are. And if you want me to tell you how to take that $500, or you're saying, all right, all I have is 500, or Rob, okay, if I need 500, I only have 2, what do I do? I'll tell you what to do. I'll tell you exactly what I did, because what I was making, my wife and I spent 120% more, of that. So easy math. If you made $100,000, we spent 120 a year. So how did I have $6,000 to put down on my first training that I did? I didn't, right? I put it on a credit card, knew when I had to pay it off, right? But that was short-lived. I got 30 days, right? So what did I do? Whatever I had to. I went out and, cleaned up somebody's backyard. I would wash cars. Here I am, 30 some odd years old, and I'm doing manual labor, deliver pizzas. Who cares what it is? Sell something. Go in your garage and sell something. Well, I got 8 guitars. I can only play one at a time. Sell 3 of them. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Oh, but I love that guitar. Buy a better one later. Okay? Buy a better one later. Yeah. Yeah, then Patrick said, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. I appreciate that, Will. Let me see. Patrick said, I put all my debt on trading education. There you go. There you go. Right? Roman said, I sold all stuff from my garage that I didn't need and started trading when I met your school, when he met us at Wealth Builders HQ. So he sold everything in his garage that he didn't need, and that's what he used to start trading. Roman, was that a mistake? Do you wish you had your stuff back again? Heck no. Roman's in a bunch of our advanced education for those of you that are here brand new. And he's become a very good trader. All right. So you guys have any interest in seeing the results of what I've done so far on the Pop 5K? Suzanne said, I brought an account from $80 to thousands. You can work very small if you have to. There you go. I couldn't agree more. You can work miracles. All right, so let me just kind of move this around a little bit. All right. Okay, so the very first 3 rows here are header rows. So that's take 3 away from 23. We have done 20 trades so far. I've got one open today as well. Probably going to get stopped out of it if I wasn't already. But I've got one trade open today as well. Right? Of those, I've got the ones that went against us in red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've had 5 of those 20. So about 75% of the trades have been winners. Starting with $5,000 on September 4th is what we did. And I'll divulge all of the rules to this on Thursday night. We were able to, and this is practice trades, okay? This is all I can talk about legally. Our P&L is $11,627.80. All right, so not too bad. All right. I don't know why this is not adding up properly. All right, I don't know. I got a bad number in there somewhere. How do you get 80 cents? Oh, there we go. Never mind. I only saw 150-cent one in there. I thought it was, I didn't see the second one. So that brought the account value to $16,627.80, 232% rate of return in, well, from the 4th of September to the 14th of October. So if you say 30 and 10, 40 days, 40 days. Let's see. So we did 40 days so far, and we've got a 232% rate of return. Right. And guys, none of these trades are massive trades. I mean, for an entire week, $2,000, $2,800 was our biggest week. Right. Our smallest one was $412.50. Right. The opportunity is there. Right. But $8,600 in the first month on a $5,000 account. What do you mean by that, Patrick? That it's a bit high. So I went through last week in our inner circle group. Oh, average returns? Absolutely, Patrick. That as far as an average return, yeah. And here's the thing. You cannot continue to maintain these percentages as you grow your account. It's impossible. Right? And remember, I'm using that off of that $5,000 start value. Right? That's where the rate of return is coming in off of the $5,000. If I took this off of the individual trades, we would be astronomical as how much we would be making on percentage-wise. Because each trade is going to be under $1,000 normally to enter the trade. Give it around there somewhere. Let's see. So SB said, what are you showing as a trade? Is this options on stocks or options? This is on stocks. So SB, this is all on stocks. I just have the symbol taken away, to, hide your identity to protect the innocent, right? As far as the stocks go, this will be shared. All of this gets shared on Thursday night. The list of the 20 stocks that I trade off of, all of this happens Thursday night that we go through. But guys, let's say that you can only let's say you took the same $5,000 and in a week, you could only make $500. That's all you can do. On $5,000, you made $500, right? You're talking about a 10% rate of return for a week. If you only made $250, you're talking about 5% for a week, all right? But here's the biggest thing. The list, my 20 stocks, there are tens of hours built into building that list out. I did all the work. And it's not just a matter of, oh, this stock sounds good. There's a whole process of what I went through to identify the candidates in here. And Thursday night, everybody will have all of those to start trading. And some have already started trading those that are in some of the classes we do. Will said 20% account per trade. Yeah, I wouldn't do that in 100. Yeah, no, I understand. But remember, we only do a maximum of 3 trades in here. We started with $5,000. So we've got to be a little bit aggressive in the entries, right? And when I don't mean the entries of the positions, but I can't put $200 into a trade. I'll never go anywhere, right? Many of the stocks, I won't be able to trade the options at all because it would be too small of a dollar amount. So I've got to have enough in there, but we did it very frugally to protect our account that if we did get smacked and lost everything in a trade, which is illogical to happen unless you just didn't put stops in and it massively went against you. Good. So Scott's got a paper trade going on one of them right now. How is that going, Scott? So Sarah's asking, will Thursday night be recorded if you can't make it that night? Yes, Sarah. So what's going to happen is this. For power option plays, we record all of them and we save the last 4 of them. Stay up there is what I record. For mastering the trade, we keep that one up until the next one comes in. But what I'm going to do, Sarah, is this, because I think there's so much value in what we're going to teach Thursday night that once I am done, Sean, who works in our office, he does all our video stuff and a million other things. Sean's going to take that video, he's going to strip it out, and he's going to make it a standalone video, and we're going to put it in the materials, the bonus materials, where it's going to say Pop 5K training, and you'll be able to go back and watch it again and again and again and again. So it will definitely be recorded. Have to, because I don't plan on teaching it anymore. This is Inner Circle and Mastermind Group have already learned from it. The students in Power Option Plays will learn it this upcoming week. And then, guys, it's a proprietary trading system that I've developed. All right, Scott, got it. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So don't plan on that kind of rate of return, but if you can get 10% a week, I mean, that's 500% a year. I think you should be okay with 500% a year. $5,000 account, you turn it into $25,000 at the end of the year. Yeah, you're probably not too upset at that point. Will said hobby trades when you're bored, just do a few Pop 5K. Well, and that's a way to look at it, Will. It is. But Will, when I break the analysis down of how many contracts to trade, I want to be careful here. When I break it down Thursday night, we're not just going to be talking about Pop 5K. We're also going to be talking about how to look at trading this now from a money management standpoint in Pop. Because I know so many people are concerned, my God, I can't trade Amazon day trade. It's going to cost me, $100,000 or whatever it is, right? We'll go into the management of it to understand how to trade them, which is probably will be one of the biggest factors of it when we get in there. Yeah, Trader Will said daily Amazon spreads are easy. Yeah, I understand. Jim said IRS is happy if you are not, more money coming to them. Yep, he's talking about that 5%, 500% for the year. Exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and there you go. Trip through it. Man, Trip, you were fast. I didn't even say it. And go ahead and give me some stocks you want me to take a look at. I may ask you to re-enter it in again. If I don't get to them, I may get to a point just depending on how fast they come through. Hey, Charles, no worry. So Charles is saying a little confusion on our end between Pop and Mastermind. So Pop is a training that I do twice a week. It's a recorded training that I send out with potential trades in them. So I will give you an example. I'll share an example with you if you bear with me a second. Where does it open? It's always fun trying to see what monitor something is going to open up on. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let me take it back a little bit. A couple of weeks ago. Okay. So Pop, Power Option Plays, every week I send out, twice a week, I send out this sheet, which says we're looking for a day trade on Apple. Now this is old. This is back in mid-September, right? Adobe is earnings, bullish with the pullback to be 8. On Netflix, bearish, it gets below 485.5, right? So depending on what's going on right there at that particular day, this sheet goes out along with a video that shows all the details about the trade setups, right? For each of these stocks. And we do the same stocks over and over and over again. I don't change them. rarely. We do make some adjustments to them, but it's not like next week you'll see something different. You wouldn't see anything different until we got into a mastering the trade, and we talked about it there, what ones to take out. And we do so based on fact, not based on, well, I just, maybe just a good idea if we did this. And let me just go here. Okay. We're up $1,300,244 this year. Practice trades, paper account, right? That we're talking about in there. That's what we're up. But I've called all the trades out in advance. It's not like I didn't call them out. Everybody knew what to look for come the next day. It was all done on twice a week. Mastermind group is a little more intense, where literally taking your hand, walking you through the process. We meet, depending, for the mastermind group, we meet once a week, every Tuesday night for an hour. There's a ton of trainings in the back end there. And the goal is to get you to where someone like Tripp is, that was able to retire. And, there's like Scott, who, knows if he lost his job, he could do this. And Roman, where he's able to trade, almost every day now, being able to do this and so forth. And Amos and just so many others, Patty. And I mean, I've seen major growth in those, in the people that are in those groups, in the inner circle and in the mastermind. So hopefully that, so mastering the trade is part of power option plays. That's what I'm talking about here, Charles. Mastering the trade is a free training that I do. I know we do too much master and too much pop, right? Mastering the trade is a free training that I do once every 45 days, let's call it, right? Every 6 weeks, for those that are in power option plays in pop, so they can ask questions live of what's going on in there. All right. Got it? Good. All right. Let's see. So Tripp's asking for AMD. We've got earnings coming up on it, Tripp. I don't know if they're confirmed or not. I'll assume they are. 11-3, pretty close, election day. We are now pinned between the 8 and 21 moving average. Right? 3 days in a row. We're stuck in between the 8 and 21, right? Including today, last 2 days and today, right? In an ideal world, we break to the upside and get above the 83.61. I'd be looking at a day trade on it only because the earnings are shorter than our max term of what we want. That yellow bar says if you see that E to the left of the yellow bar, we don't want to take a swing trade. It's only day trades. It's 3 weeks out, right? And I did that on Sunday where I drew that bar, right? So if we can get above the 8, Tripp, probably 84 quarter, 84 quarter would be an entry. You got, and again, are you taking the breakout? Are you taking the bounce? Obviously, the breakout didn't work well today. So the breakout, the pullback, and the bounce could happen intraday as well. Just depends how aggressive you are. 87.29 is resistance, and your stop would be somewhere down below the 21 moving average. All right. Let's see. Roman's asking for Netflix. Kind of move some of this stuff around. Make it easier to work. All right. Let's go to a bigger picture. Get that top secret folder out. It is red. All right, so we had Netflix down as bullish neutral. It squeaked down below there today and came back up. We had called this it's earnings, so it would be a day trade. Earning. Oh yeah, be careful. Be very careful with the earnings there. When is it? Tomorrow? 20th. Yes, tomorrow. Yeah, I would just be cautious on it. Roman, if you can get a move above the 541.5 and you want to try there, but remember 535 is where your stop, somewhere below there is your stop. So that's a big stretch that far, because we've seen this, pulls back, it's back in between the moving average again, just like we saw on AMD, where we're pinned there for a couple of days now. You could have the exact same thing happen on Netflix, where we play games between that 8 and 21. Right, so you would need somewhere down below that 21, the 8 to be your stop. So be cautious there. Let's see. Jim said on the S&P 500, there's a bottom support level being created. Did you mean now, Jim? Because it says not. So just and tell me the time frame you're looking on now. Okay, so I'm assuming you're looking at a daily, an intraday chart. 5-minute chart. Okay, beautiful. So let's do this. Actually, let's do this. Let's go back to where we were. So Jim said on SPX, there is a bottom. Oh, let me see. Gonna make that chat box bigger. All right. There is a bottom support level being created now. Okay. So Jim's referencing what's happening right in here, right? And I don't discount that at all. I see a very short-term bottoming pattern that set itself up there, all right? There absolutely is. But I started this off by going backwards. Why am I going backwards? Why am I looking further back in time? What phrase am I looking for? There we go. There we go. All right. I'm seeing it. Look left is the phrase. Start to focus what's happening on the left side of the chart. Do not get stuck on the right side of the chart. Make sure that you're backing yourself up and seeing, is there something in here that shows importance at that level? In other words, why did it stop there today? So when you see this, yeah, there's importance. For the last hour and a half, there's importance. When you see this, to the, what was this, 2 days ago for Thursday, I guess this would be 15th, Thursday, right? There's a lot of importance here. That was a major level on the after that gap. Came back and we just sat there for an hour, tested one more time before we bounced off of it, used it as a catalyst, right? Go back, continue to look, all right? We gapped and failed, the initial fail, right at that same level. We used it as a bouncing point to move up. See, when we say it's forming a bottom, just make sure that you focus on what's happening to the left also, not just what's happening on the very right side of the chart, where we should be sitting back here at this point, right? Or at least at worst case scenario, straight like this, right? For another potential on the fail. But too many individuals are sitting here saying on the edge of the chair going, all right, it bounced. It was there before, little couple hours ago, and it bounced right here. So I'm in a bullish trade here. I'm teaching a live workshop for a previous company that I taught for, and people would come back as retakes into that training again for a fairly low cost. And a student and his wife walk up to me, and he's got a book in his hand, and said, "Rob, take a look at this strategy for me. Tell me what you think." And I take a look at the book and what he's drawn out and what he's written out in there, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, "Wow, that's an amazing strategy." He goes, "Really? Really? Why do you say so?" I said, "I'm amazed that you haven't lost all your money." And the wife just cracks him. "See, I told you not to do something different than what Rob was showing you." He was trying to develop his own system, wanted to put his own name on it. And I get it, but this is not a time for individuality. Okay? This is a time to find something that works. Saying he had no idea what he was doing or why he was doing it, nor do traders that decide to take the bounce after it came down and hit that line, and they're taking a bullish trade in here. Okay? Now, does that mean it won't go up? No. It could go back up. It could hit here. Heck, we could see the S&P 500 close up 200 points today, right? I'm not saying that this doesn't go up from here. What I'm saying is, if you are a gambling person, man, woman, child, whatever, if you're a gambler, right, your best bet is not to go ahead and bet on something that is going against you. right? Well, I've lost 8 hands in a row on poker, so I'm due. So I'll bet big on this 9th hand now. Okay, why 9th and not 10th or 12th or 18th? What made the 9th hand the one to bet on, right? No reason. It's just psychological. I'll do that. Yeah, there you go. Notice how those numbers came out, Trip? Trip said 8 or 13th. Yeah, notice how those numbers came out just subconsciously. All right, so Scott said, Andy took a bounce off of the fib line this morning. I considered it a confluence with the ADMA, which is why I took the trade this morning, got in at 84 bucks. I think I may have been too aggressive and forgot to look left, which might have kept me out of the trade this morning. There you go. There you go. Guys, drop your symbols back in again because there's no way I can go back up. I've got 200 lines here. And Debbie, is APPS a symbol? Oh, yeah, I remember seeing Peloton in there. Let's see. Mandalay Digital. Is this apps? Okay. Yeah, not one I've traded. Earnings coming out, so be cautious with the earnings in there. We don't have a lot of room to draw fibs off of this. I don't think we're going to get anything out of here. Let's see. Yeah, so no, actually I'm wrong. It's okay. It's not bad. Right? So we've got a confluence with the 8 and the 37.5, but we're looking at 39.40 as resistance. So you don't have a lot of room up there to the top, but and you can see 3 days it's been there. Its body has played inside of there for 3 days, right? Between the fib line and the moving average / confluence of that fib line in there, right? I hope that helps, Debbie. Just be careful with the earnings. And again, you don't have a lot of room to move on this one. That's the nice thing on the stuff we're doing in Pop 5K. There's a lot of room movement on all of these positions we're doing. Let's see, Peloton. Peloton, a COVID stock. And it is. It's become a COVID stock. I don't have a great place to draw off of right now. Who was asking for this? Will, I don't have a great place to draw a fib off of right now. Anything I would draw historical would be gone. I mean, even this, I mean, I got it to here. I could ignore that one and go to that, but it really doesn't make sense. And we're even above the -1 at this point. I mean, we've just moved way too far there, right? I could make the assumption that we're going to see more of a pullback here, Will, and use that here. And that would be the case if we can get the move back down. Well, I mean, we did okay with the lows today. We got really close to the 236 level. It's a day early of where I would like to draw this, but this is where it would be, Will, right? So we'll leave it here just for our purposes today. 1462, 25, 30. Yeah. Probably need Fibbits inside of there as well, which means we're going to split those levels in half for those of you that are newer here. It's 136, and we're looking for the 118. So, yeah, I mean, today it's tough, Will, right? I mean, it's tough. I'd like to see it back as a close near that 8 moving average and a bounce from there. There's plenty of room to the Fibbit. And, of course, earnings, right? Brenda's asking for QQQ. Okay, we had to move up. We broke through the negative, the 764. We've got to draw a new fib line. And we're about ready to break through it now, or were, that 764 again. So we are at a fairly critical point right now, Brenda. We're sitting right at the 8, which is at 287.65, and we have 286.58. So 286.5 is our fib line, and 287.5 is our moving average. So they're within $1 of each other. So very, very close in there. If you can get a close here and a bounce tomorrow, Brenda, then that 290.5 is your target. Hope that helps, Brenda. Let's see. SP's asking for NTAP. All right. Very sloppy stock, tough one to try to draw any fibs on. You can see the move here. Well, that fib would have been violated here. And then if we drew one this way, the bearish one, it would have been violated here. Very, very challenging to try to draw it as a fib. I've added a new fib in there, so it made it kind of messy now for me. So we can draw it as a channel in there, and I will drop that down a little bit so you can see all the lines. It's a big channel, right? But it's had it, and if you look left, you can see back here we were there. We were right at that same resistance level. So be cautious with the 8 coming up, pressing into that 48.29 level. Be cautious there, right? Could it be a breakout? Absolutely. It's due, but it's broken out of that level once before. It broke out here, gapped up, and then got crushed the next 3 days. So be careful of a breakout there. Let's see. Terry's asking for Intel. Yuck. So there's definitely a place to draw a fib from here. So we've moved up now into a true bullish bias. The problem is the 8 moving average is in about the center of these 2 fib lines. So it's tough. I'd like to see the price get above the 54.5, the 8 move up, retest the 54.5 and bounce. And you're looking at 56.25 as resistance in there. All right. I hope that one helped. Yeah. Debbie said, my dogs hear your dogs barking and went nuts. Yeah, I know. What can you do? No one's allowed to walk in front of my house. They're just not. Sure. Let's see. QDEL. All right. Easy one to draw a Fibonacci on. What in the world? Okay. Don't know. Let's draw the fibs. Quidel Corp Healthcare Equipment. So bounce, get above the 8 before considering anything for a bullish trade. Close above the 8 is where I want to see it personally. On Quidel. Let's see. Amos is asking for the SPY for spiders. Yeah, Amos, we're about midpoint of the 8 of the 2 fib lines. If you're sitting and watching it, you can play in there. You can see we've been in there now for 3 days, right? Well, actually 2 days. The third day, 3 days ago, we were outside of that on body. So, no out of body experience here. We wanted the bodies to stay within there. We're pinned. Pressure cooker building up. You got a quick day trade in there, but I'd definitely be looking for the break above 349.5, running up to 358.75. Let's see, 1 or 2 more things here, guys, and we got to call it a day. Big airplane, Henry's asking for. It's just, Henry, this is what happened? Oh, that's interesting. What in the world? Wow. I don't know what that just did. Henry, it's a gambler's play. You know, we're down so much from where they were. Right? Beginning of the year, $350. They're at 168. They got earnings coming up. They can't be good. No one's buying planes, and they're not buying them from them, at least not the newer ones, which they need to sell. Right? Too many orders that got put on hold and canceled and so forth. Right? So we got to be a little careful there. Esther, you're quite welcome. So, Henry, I'd be a little bit cautious on this one. Right? Hey, I know a lot of you are here for the very first time. You know, we've got some companies that we're working in conjunction with that we've sent some emails out, and you have responded to that and found us here. Folks, we do this just about every Monday. If there's a holiday, we don't, but just about every Monday we do this at noon. And this is what the class is about. We get in and talk about hardcore what's going on in the market, right? This, I've said it before a million times. This should be a paid training the way that we do it. Right? And people tell me, Rob, if you stop giving them all this free stuff, this great stuff, they would subscribe to more. Maybe. But I'm going to tell you right now, if this is what I do for free, imagine what we do inside of the paid trainings. Right? Did you guys get a lot out of this today? SB, send an email to support@wealthbuildershq.com, and let's see what Amelia can't do to help you out with that, because I don't have anything on the docket right now. Nuggets, baby, all nuggets. There you go, Rick. Glad to see you made it. King of over delivering. Thank you, Trip. Definitely helpful. The Power Hour class. Is this good every week? Got it. Okay. Thanks, Rob. You're welcome. Amos. Yeah, looking forward to Thursday night. Me too. I'm excited for it, Linda. I can't wait. So guys, I'm going to have Amy drop a link back in there. Up there. I just saw it drop now. I'm going to have the link is in there for the Power Option Plays training. Go ahead and make sure you get in there, guys. Get in that Pop 5K. Here's the thing. There's no other way you're going to learn it, because I'm not teaching it anywhere else. I've been asked to do it as a special training. I've been asked to do it can we do an online class for it? And the answer is no. Number one, I don't have the time. Number two, I don't want to. This training is meant to be more of an advanced component of what we do, right? And when I say more advanced, it's because of the way I've built the strategy out, not that it can't be done. Yeah, Amy said, get into the class, guys. Don't wait, just do it. Guys, it's 2-week trial. It's nothing. It costs you $0. It costs you $0, you know, and the mastering the trade is included. So that you register for 2-week trial into Power Option Plays, and it comes with the class that's on Thursday night. And along with that, you'll still get four live training or recorded trainings that I do every week, 2 a week. The next one will be tomorrow night, where I'll do that training tomorrow, telling you, here's all the candidates, here's what we're looking at, here's what we're doing, right? Don't pass it up, guys. All I could say is this is not a repeat. We won't be doing it again. David said, is it part of Pop or can it be standalone? It's only part of Pop, David. And what it is it's going to be, the training is going to be done there. I'm going to teach you the strategy there and then set you loose to go and try it out and test it, see what you come up with. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I am going to leave the room open for a couple of minutes so you can grab that link. I can already see on my other computer that my list of, I get emails when people register for that stuff. I've got, it looks like 15 people have registered since we started here. So take advantage of it. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Don't think about it. Just do it. Take the free training. Learn all you can from it. Then decide if it's worth it for you or not. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we're done. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, folks. See y'all soon.